Hi, and thanks for joining me for tip number 6 in our top 10 tips for teaching BTEC Sport Unit 22. This one is creating a fictitious business. Now, what do I mean by that, and why is that important? Why would that be something that would be useful for us to do? So what we're looking at here is to get your students either individually or as a class, but my recommendation would be to work individually. Get your students to create their own fictitious business, preferably in the sport and active leisure industry. So they could create a gym or a supplement business or an outdoor adventure type activity business. It doesn't matter what it is. Get them to think about how many people are employed, where they're situated, what their customer base is, what their stakeholders are, what their competitors are, all of those things, all of those pieces of terminology that they need to know about in the course. What's their marketing strategy? Do they have an HR structure? How big are? What's the size of their business? What's the scope of their business? What about finance, and what about trends, and all of the things that you will be familiar with that they need to know about. So why is that important? Because I found in my experience that when students have some sort of ownership of their fictitious business, and they can see that, oh, in order for this business to succeed, I need to do X, Y, Z. I need to improve my marketing stance, or I need to employ some more people when it's high season. They have a little bit more ownership, and it's a little bit more meaningful, and it's this concept of storytelling where they can relate to it a lot more than if it's just us simply giving them the facts and it's detached from reality, even if it's fictitious reality, if that is such a thing. I hope that makes sense to you. I found it to be very, very useful. As you go through the course, you can then bring in things like, well, now a competitor has just started down the road. What are you going to do about that? You can bring in these kind of curveballs as they do in the assessment to prepare your students for what they actually have to do come the time they have to do that assessment, be that in the January or the summer session.